Let's make sure. Okay, hold on. Okay, we are in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It is the Tim Dillon Show here again. Excited to be with you. Quarantine time here with Ben Avery, the producer. We are here. Where are we at? What are our totals? Please, case totals and death totals first.
Okay, let me get the totals first. We have...
We're going to do totals in the beginning of the show, every show.
Coronavirus cases, 182,609.
Right now in the world, 182,000 cases, 609 of the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm. 7,171
That's a lot
deaths.
of actors. It's a lot of crisis actors. Some of them are pretty good, too. They're like, keep going. That's a joke. It's real.
We have 7,171 deaths.
Okay, what about in America? Let's go closer to home.
Alrighty. Here we go. Let's go by country.
It's important, everybody, that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Tim Dillon Show. We do have the vaccine.
In the U.S. right now, we have 4,712 cases.
4,712 cases. It seems to be doubling every day. Does that mean tomorrow we'll have 8,000?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough one out there, folks.
We're approaching 100 deaths. We're at 91.
We're about 91 deaths. We don't have 100 deaths yet.
5 new deaths today.
5 new deaths today.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you this much. We do have the vaccine. I was fucking around today in the kitchen, and we got the vaccine. We're excited about it. We're going to sell it to you. And we do have the Corona test kits, so you can know if you have Corona. We should have just had the tests. This whole thing could have been avoided if we had the fucking tests. I don't care if you love Trump. He should have gotten more tests. We should have had enough tests. Mm-hmm. This whole fucking thing is about the test. And is that a fireable offense? Probably, if that was your fucking job. Taiwan, see how many cases Taiwan has. Taiwan is right next to fucking China. This is a country that knew exactly what to do immediately.
67 cases, 1 death.
67 cases, 1 death in fucking Taiwan. Because they had tests. They closed borders immediately, which Trump did. Good for him. They have a very well-funded, high-tech national or public health service. People got text messages of their results.
Mm-hmm.
They got text of the fucking results in Taiwan. That's why they have 85 deaths. I'm sorry. Yeah, 85 cases, 1 death. 1 person in Taiwan died of this virus. What's the population of Taiwan? 1 person in fucking Taiwan died of this virus.
23.78 million.
23.78 million people. They had 1 death from this fucking virus because they all put the masks on. We all make fun of the Asians with the masks on all the time. I do it all the time. But Taiwan immediately started with the masks. They closed the borders. They had tests available. People got texted their results. They had to report to isolation. 85 fucking deaths. 85 cases, 1 death in a country of 23 million people. That's the how you want to handle it.
Rudy Ortega asks, have either of you had chicken pox?
Yes, I had chicken pox as a child. And I had to stay home. Usually we had Christmas at my grandfather's with all the kids. None of them had it yet, so I had to stay home. Then my grandfather and my nanny brought me bags of presents to my house to open, which was very nice of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
People are just filing in here.
People are filing in. It's going to take a while. Here's what we're going to do, folks. We're amping up our schedule. We're going to do 1 live stream, minimal a week, maybe 2. And then we're going to do it. And then it's going to go on our Patreon as well as other Patreon episodes. We're not just going to do only live streams, but the live streams, if they're not live, they're going to go on the Patreon. Mm-hmm. We may start putting out emergency podcasts on our YouTube channel as well. Little 30-minute, 45-minute emergency podcasts. Little, having people on the show that have information that might be pertinent to you and your loved ones during this difficult time. You're going to have to start looking at people in your house and go, who are we going to eat first? It's the reality, folks. Tough times. Stock market plunged 30% today. What with the 3,000 points?
Yeah.
Dropped. People lost a lot of fucking money. It's coming. There's going to be runs on the bank, civil unrest. You know how it is. Food shortages, supply line breakdowns. Thank God large sections of our country have schizophrenia. So they believe this whole virus is because Tom Hanks is being arrested for pedophilia. They believe the whole virus is a cover for a military operation where they're gonna arrest Obama and the Pope. Thank God many of our people have insulated themselves from facts and reason.
Yeah.
We have large swaths of the country that are schizophrenic. We have to accept that. Undiagnosed, festering mental illness, brought on, by the way, by, real events, by being overworked, overtired, stressed out, anxious, drugged up, eating poison, and then realizing that, yes, the elite do inhabit a secret world where they do whatever the fuck they want, and that most of what you've been fed is a lie. All of that together, whoo, that's a real Willy Wonka boat ride into the abyss. And then you're just kind of babbling. You're like walking around babbling. You have no idea what's happening.
Ryan wants to know, did you cancel your California show in August? I'll drink cyanide.
Ryan, nobody's doing anything right now. I don't think that show is officially canceled. But I'll tell you this. I was on the phone today with my agent. Everybody has canceled everything through May. And the summer is anyone's best guess because there are people that say that the peak could be June, July. Like our fucking president today, but the stock market crashing. Tell everyone it could be like this till August. Shut up. Lie. Don't say anything. You can't be. This is the one time you're going to choose to be honest with the people.
Right.
Now, lie. So what you have is you have a situation where, although the show is still on the books, it is absolutely very possible that that the weekend is either changed or moved depending on facts on the ground, Ryan. I don't know.
Tijuana Robotics, thanks for the super chat, said, in San Francisco, we rioted when we won baseball games. If cities like Oakland and Baltimore got locked down, how far will the government go to enforce it?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see. But I mean, probably pretty far. They have the military. I mean, the cops in some of these cities will just shoot you in the face anyway for loitering, right? So, yeah. I mean, if we gave them a reason, I would imagine they'd go pretty far.
Sean asks, have you seen the coronavirus challenge? These people deserve death.
Yeah, they're licking toilet seats on planes.
Jesus Christ.
Ask him if that's what he's referring to. I believe it is. There was a girl who licked a toilet seat on a plane. How great would it be if Corona only killed 17-year-olds? Only killed young Zoomers and millennials and kept the boomers. I'm used to them. I'm used to the boomers. Sure, they have their issues, but I'm used to them now.
Yeah, people are licking toilet plane
that's
seats.
The new Corona challenge, licking a toilet seat on a plane.
Jesus.
Wow.
All right, we got some more super chats here. Railbait asks, or says,
Railbait.
Nothing will get you barter for food and medicine in a post-corona apocalypse economy like a perfectly set stone.
Yeah, no, and listen, this is something people have asked me, and I've been steadfast in my instructions to the people that have chosen to be a part of what I consider a beautiful company. And the company is Jules by podcaster Tim Dillon. We are not closed. We are operational, fully operational. Take the orders. Put the orders in. We have our processors. We are not shutting down our office. We are just Purelling the shit out of our processor, Kelly. We're wiping her down. We're wiping her old gash down with Lysol disinfected wipes. And she's processing all these orders. She's typing them up. Getting them to headquarters. So don't worry about the future. Don't think about the future. Think about the present and the past.
Thank you, Chemical Shed. Will we hear from New York correspondent Raymond Kump this evening. I need his coach info.
We will try to get Raymond Kump on the phone. He was smoking a cigarette the other day. I mean, this is a man that just doesn't care.
John William Codling, thank you, said, if you could give one teacher from Holy Trinity.
That's a guy who's not as successful as his name.
Yeah.
Like a John William Codling should be a very successful guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he's talking to me in a YouTube live stream proves that he's not lived up to his name. John Williams Codling.
If you could give one teacher from Holy Trinity the corona, who would it be?
Oh, I never liked Miss Ammon. She wore rubber shoes. She taught English. She's like, oh, you think you're so smart because you use big words. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's all it is, dummy. That's intelligence, you ugly witch. She's like, you think you're so smart because you use big words. I was like, yeah, it's English. That's what we're doing here. Yeah, I am smart because I use big words. You fucking teach at a Catholic school and you drive a shit car. You don't have any fucking money. Your husband pays. So all those teachers had attitudes. Their husbands paid for everything. It's Catholic school, they didn't have any money because they had to fucking keep paying hush money to all the kids that got doinked.
Hobo Blues Clown says there was an old toothless woman sitting outside the grocery store coughing toward the entrance here in Phoenix. Do we euthanize the homeless?
Great question. And even before coronavirus, the answer was yes. No, you don't euthanize the homeless. You got to get them inside places and test them. That's why we should have tests. You got to test the homeless.
Someone super chatted, please rail against AOC and say your thought on her. This is food for my soul.
You know, it was a cool thing to rail on her. And I don't like her. I get my spidey senses go off when she starts talking. I think she's insincere. I think she is, just the idea that she refused to campaign for Bernie Sanders, because she didn't like the endorsement of a podcast host, to me shows her true colors. Because if it really is dire and Trump's really Hitler and everybody's then the fact that she's not showing up for Sanders means that she's insincere. I've always thought she's insincere. She's she's a politician like everybody else. She's full of shit. She'll be on the board of Chase Manhattan soon.
Will Trump send quarantine police for opponents?
For opponents? I don't even understand what that means.
Me neither.
For like Joe Biden? No.
Which city will be the first riot in the country?
Great question. Which city will be the first riot? I don't know, man. New York is looking bad. I tend to think it's going to be where it gets the worst, but I don't know. New York is looking pretty rough right now.
Okay, guys, a lot of super chats coming in. I'm going to answer the ones that are like $5 and up right now.
Yeah, we're doing $5 and up super chats. You're not getting your question answered for 99 cents. Take that money and shove it up your ass. This is the end times right now.
What conspiracy theories?
What are you spending the money on? You can't go
out. What conspiracy theories seem plausible with this virus? Where are the funerals?
Bioweapon. That it's a bioweapon is plausible. That it leaked out. I mean, where are the what do you mean? Where are the funerals? They can't hold funerals, dummy. What are you weren't invited to an Italian funeral? Like what do you mean? Where are the funerals? So do you believe that the people in the hospital are actors? Do you believe that all the people in Italy in their homes are actors?
Right.
Do you believe that my personal people that I know personally that, know people in Italy? I don't know anyone from Italy, but you tell me Andrew Schultz was Chris Stefano was a comedian friend in Italy that left him a voicemail. Are all of these people actors? I mean, where are the funerals? Guys, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, 150,000 people die in the world every day. You never see a funeral.
It's just, why does everything have to be a conspiracy? Why does it make you feel better at night? Does it make you feel better that you don't have a job you want? I mean, literally, what is it? Do you go to bed at night going, I blew that job interview, but you know what? It's because of coronavirus. Like,
with knives in the Staples Center to the death. Who do I bet my MREs on?
Cruz.
Okay, London.
Because of the Scientologists.
Yeah.
They'll help them.
London Smith asks, do you think bug chasing will be a thing with the coronavirus and the elderly community?
Hilarious. Yes. Will people go and try to get or give corona to the elderly? I don't know. That sounds sick and fun.
Andy said, giving you USD since it will soon be worthless.
Thank you.
Okay, great show. Happy to hear about more live shows. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you. Anglophile Dave says, my butler is coughing. Do I burn his body on the tennis court or just dump him in the wood chipper?
I mean, the help has to be dealt with severely during this time. That's the reality. I mean, that's the fucking reality. If somebody's late with a Postmates order, I cough right in their face.
Sean says, I heard Joe Rogan is dead. Is this true?
No, he's alive. Spoke to him today. He's alive.
Okay. Daniel Charney, do you think a second Trump win would break people's minds so much we would enter another period of escapist surrealist art?
I tend to think the pandemic and the mass graves will do that, Sean. I tend to think that's going to be the more traumatizing thing, to be honest. And if art's going to come out of anything, it's probably going to come from the millions of dead and the crashing global economy, civil unrest, and, you know.
Okay.
And it's never been done before, folks. You got to realize this. No one's ever been told to just go home for 2 months. This has never happened before, ever, anywhere, really. I mean, just a massive shutdown like this. This is a psychological experiment as much as it's anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see relationships go through a lot. You're going to see people go through a lot psychologically that just fucking aren't outside. They're not with other people. They're not connecting, with other people. Everybody's just going to connect digitally. It's a fucking it is going to be a real strain, and it's an experiment, and an experiment that could go very wrong.
Tiago Moniz says, when all the boomers die, should I plan to buy a new home when home prices tank and rent my current house, or just sell my home and not be a landlord?
I mean, rent your house. This whole landlord thing is landlords aren't evil.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain landlords can be evil, but I mean, this is that shit. This is why, like, Bernie got 20% of the vote, because you morons can't just go, we need healthcare. You got to be like, landlords are evil. Nationalize the banks. Fine. Nobody should have any money except my mom. Like, guys, enough with that. What the fuck you think is going to happen? You think anybody has patience for your fucking theorizing at this exact moment? We're in a fucking people are going to stab you in the face very soon. Okay? Bernie's up there talking, and I like Bernie, but he's up there talking about climate change. We need climate change. I hope the earth gets baked in April till November, and we can slow the transmission of this fucking thing. You're talking about student debt. No one has a job. I like him. He's got great messages, but again, enough. You guys go overboard all the time. I talk to people on the left, and I just go to Corona and that little spiky guy, and I go, you're the answer. It's true. I mean, we're living in a country where, do we deserve a future? I mean, if we're on a game show and they said, do we deserve a future? I'm sorry, but we would not win that. The answer would not be yes. Survey says no. Doesn't make me happy. I'd like a future. We might have one anyway. We got a lot of shit we don't deserve. Keep going.
Jake Bennett asks, will you be attending Coachella in October?
Yes, I am. I'm on tour with Post Malone and Doja Cat and Little Grumpy.
Yes, we are keeping the live streams on Patreon.
Yeah, they're going to be on Patreon, and I'm going on tour with Little Grumpy.
Okay, Matthew Hart asks, we have 15 confirmed cases in Albany. Can you give me a guest spot at the Funny Bone?
I don't know if that's happening. The Funny Bone probably won't be. Listen, these clubs are going out of business. Folks, they're going out of business. I was on the phone with owners today. They don't know if they can weather this storm. I mean, treat your local comedy clubs well. I don't even know what that means in this particular moment. But when and if they do get up and running, go and buy tickets, because it's going to be fucking brutal for a long time. Includes restaurants and bars.
Yeah. David Carpenter.
Bars will be fine because they won't be fine, but bars, people are going to go out and get hammered immediately.
Yeah.
But, other things might be slower to come back.
David Carpenter asks, have you seen that Chinese officials are starting to say that the virus didn't originate in China and are accusing the USA of planting the virus? Where does this go?
Yes, I've seen that. I don't know. I mean, I don't trust the Chinese, and I don't trust the Americans. It's Game of Thrones. There's no good guys. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm wondering if I can get money out of the bank tomorrow. Like, that's where I'm at. Where did the virus come? I have no idea. No clue. Do you know? Tell me. It might have came from a wet market in China where they're eating bats and pangolins and all that shit. They do that. They've been doing that for years. However, these viruses jump into humans a lot. They don't always catch. But could this have been engineered to a degree? 100%. 100%. Alex was telling me about something where they said that there was a guy figuring out how to put coronaviruses in humans and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. Could have easily originated somewhere that nobody wants you to know.
Yeah. Hunter McClure asks, is Miss Maxwell in a corona bunker? Where in the world?
Interesting question. Does Ghislaine Maxwell have corona?
Oh, wow.
Does Ghislaine have corona? She calls up. She's like, hello. Well, Ghislaine, I don't know. I told you where I thought she was, Israel. I don't know. Is she in a corona bunker? Probably. She's got a lot of rich friends.
La Tiger Genesis asks, Pennsylvania government employees were told...
La Tiger!
They were told Friday, we're off for 2 weeks. Now have to return tomorrow. No masks allowed. By the way, are the jewels held up due to corona?
No, jewels, and I've said this before, there's no holdups with the jewels. The customers receive the jewels exactly when they are meant to. And when you sell someone on a special experience, you don't talk about dates. You talk about an experience. You sell an experience. I ask me a question of when the jewels are coming.
When are the jewels coming, Tim?
When they get there, it's going to be the greatest day of your life. That's the answer.
Thank you, Joseph, for the super chat. He said, just thanks for being you. That was a nice super chat.
Hey, Joseph, thank you. How much did he give?
20.
$20, Joseph. We appreciate that. And we're donating all of the money that we get in the super chats to a new restaurant that's being very stigmatized. And they're trying to come to America, and it's a chain of bat. It's like a Chipotle, but with bat. It's all bat products. So we're donating it to them because they've had a real rough time the last couple of months.
Michael Ackley, are Rothschild Patreon members welcome in your bunker? Please send the coordinates.
No. Actual Rothschilds are. I have no, not Patreon. No, $20 a month doesn't get you room in a bunker. And I don't have a bunker. I know people that might have bunkers, but I'm not getting in the bunker.
Vladimir asks, would love to see you and Bobby Lee on the same podcast. I think it's worth getting corona for a sick podcast.
Yeah, that'll happen soon. We're talking about that.
Adam asks, is Xi Jinping going the dictator or the states?
You mean the president of China? Is he what? What's the question?
Going the dictator or the states?
Is he the dictator or are we the dictator? Is he going? I don't know.
Sure what he means.
He's a dictator. Are we going to become? Is this going to also go into to the people anymore? And then it's just a battle of rich people trying to see who's going to rule us. And then Trump's in there until somebody with more money or power or gets a foothold in the military gets him out of there. I mean, you see the way that works in a lot of other countries, and the peaceful transfer of power ends. And there's probably at that point homegrown resistance movements that start to, it gets really ugly really quick. So you hope that doesn't happen. You hope for no martial law, and you hope that's why in 2 or 3 months, we got to go outside. We got to go back to work. Yes, people are going to get sick, but we got to go back to work. You can't shut down an entire country for 6 months. It's not going to work. Not America. It's not going to work. So I think that this is going to get better. Everyone says it's going to get worse before it's going to get better, which I agree with, but I think it's also going to get better eventually. And I think there's too much doom and gloom right now. And that's me saying that. I own the doom and gloom territory. But I think a lot of comedians got to get off Instagram Live. Nobody gives a fuck about what you say. You're disgusting. Get out of here. You're embarrassing yourself. Go home. Go with your parents. Apologize to them and go back to community college in the fall. Even if you're in your early 40s, it doesn't matter. It's over. The game is over now. Sorry.
91.
Hey, I was on the subway the other day. It's over now.
91 Okie asks, are you wearing your Life in the Big City shirt, titanium with bottle opener, Ridge wallet, and went from Skull and Bones to Rothschilds? Please tell me you're going to Skankfest.
Is he a retard? Ask him if he's a retard.
Are you a retard?
There is no Skankfest, dummy. It's over. What are you talking about? It's over. Everything's canceled. Does he mean the one in New York City in like July, maybe?
Or the one in Houston?
There is no one in here. It might happen in July. It might not. I don't know.
Sean says, how did Q miss this one?
Yeah. Good question.
Railbait asks, once New York City curfew is instated, Jeff Epp can visit the still standing towers. Would you give him one of your bus tours?
And you know what? I would, and I think he'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think he'd really appreciate it, and I think he'd like it.
Dustin,
here's the thing about Jeffrey Epstein, and you're probably going to hate this. He was probably a lovely guy. Just person to person, he was probably lovely. You know? Was he fun if you were a 14-year-old girl? No. But interactions, interpersonally, he was probably a nice guy.
Yeah.
He was getting all his needs met.
Okay.
Hate to say it, you know.
Dustin DeMoss says, look up Schumann resonance, Earth's frequency, and why is it spiking? Will you do that?
No.
No, we're not looking up.
Why don't you just tell us, Dustin? You know the answer already. You thought it's interesting. So why not fucking tell us what's happening instead of telling us to look it up?
We can't pause the stream to look up.
Why don't you? Yeah, no.
On.
Why don't you tell us what it is? You know what it is. I hate when people do that. Hey, you know what you should look up? No, you already did. You tell me what's happening.
Yeah. Madison says, my husband and I live in Seattle. Should we end it now or attempt an escape to Canada? In parentheses, thanks for the laughs during end times.
I want to ask her what's going on up there in Seattle. I want to know what's going on in Seattle.
Madison, let us know what's going on in Seattle.
Let us know what's going on in Seattle. We have a friend who's a nurse, or my friend has a friend who's a nurse at Portland General or something, whatever it is, whatever the hospital is out there. And we want to know what's happening in Seattle because that's a real hotbed. How many cases in Seattle, man? It's a real rough one up there in Pacific Northwest. It's real bad. Starbucks won't save you.
I think they're going by county right now, but let's see what we can find.
It's really bad up there in Seattle and Portland. That's what I've been hearing. Shout out to everybody in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, 905.
905 cases. Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
That tolls reached 50, yeah.
50 people have died, 900 cases. They're going to hit 1,000 very soon. And then if it happens like they say it happens, it's 1,000 and 2,000 and 4,000 and 8,000 and it's double. I mean, I hope that's not the case, but hopefully the social distancing is working.
Chemical Shed, thanks for the nice super chat.
Thank you, Chemical Shed. Is Chemical Shed...
He's a Yang Gang guy.
Is it a reference to the largest LSD operation in the country that was operating out of a missile silo in Canada?
That is, because podcasting is the only remaining functional economy. It's an RE20.
It's an RE20. You have nothing to say.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. It's not the mic, folks.
91 Okie asks, are you a negative blood type 10?
How much is this? I don't even know what I am. I literally don't know what blood type I am. How much does this mic cost?
Like $400.
Guns cheaper. I don't know what blood type I am. Like AB negative and all that.
I don't know what I am.
I know O is the most common. I genuinely don't know what I am. I could ask. I could find out. I just had blood work done. Everything came back good, but I don't know what blood type I am. I don't even know how to find that out.
Is it on your driver's license?
Is it? It might be.
I don't know. River Sticks, thanks for the super chat. Can this be China's first major move to become the world's biggest superpower, the same way America did in the early 1900s?
With what? The smallpox blankets or something? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Could this be China's move to this? What? Tanking their economy? Tanking their economy? And I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like if they fuck over the whole world. I mean, China militarily is not close to us. Their economy is already larger than ours officially, but it's drastically been cut. I don't buy that this is a move. I don't buy that it's a play. See, what you guys got to realize about the rich elites, the lizards, the system works well for them. Yeah. It works well. They like their sushi restaurants. They like their pedophile islands. They like their mansions, their chalets, and Aspen. They like being able to buy and blackmail politicians and kill them if they really think they're independent. They've arranged this world so that it works very well for them. They don't need to tank all the money. They don't want people home reading on the internet about all the fucked up shit they've been doing. They want you working. They want you making pennies on the dollar at Popeyes. Trust me. They want somebody handing them a hot dog at a stadium. this whole thing that this is a move or this is just accept that there's some random nature to life here, guys. Fucked up shit happens. I mean, I don't understand why that's so hard to believe.
Okay, Proto Noah asks, how can we actually convince you to get on OnlyFans before the world ends? You would profit more being a total nut sleeve than just a great comedian.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a total nut sleeve. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that. I want to be funny and I want to be what I'm being.
Dustin Williams says,
I don't know. What is OnlyFans, by the way?
It's where you post like nudes and people can pay for the nudes.
Yeah, I don't understand why going completely crazy is the move.
Yeah.
You know? But again, he's probably schizophrenic. Like, there's a lot of schizophrenics out there that are just, the thing is with our people, this is what the rich have done, and the rich deserve it because they've ignored people like that guy and they've let them fester to a point where they're broken. They're broken toys. So a lot of people in the country are broken toys, and you can't put them back together again, and it's going to, the rich deserve it when these people start going nuts.
Yeah. Okay, Dustin Williams asks, what do you think it will really take to break this 40-year neoliberal pipe dream? Is there hope, or are we doomed to the conservative autocratic boot?
I mean, imagine typing that into YouTube. I mean, imagine typing that into YouTube. I don't know. I mean, again, you like what? What do you mean the autocrat? Like, what do you think the society is going to look like? Like, is it reasonable to believe that society will get more progressive as things? I mean, maybe, yeah, as younger people vote and that there's a possibility, but the American empire is not going to look. I don't know what you think it's going to look like. I don't know why you think it is what it is. I don't know why you think you have a home.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think you have a house and a home? And why do you think we've gotten to the level we've gotten to? And how do you think you unwind this all without straight up chaos? Like, this whole neoliberal thing, I understand what you mean, but we're an empire and we're here for a reason. It's like, you want to unwind it. What do you think you're going to get? You're not going to unwind it without massive bloodshed and real problems.
Yeah.
So when you say like, oh, it's neoliberal, it's like, yeah, but I mean, what do you think's coming after this? You think some good's coming? You think AOC is going to show up at your house and fuck you? And then you and her can go get tested together because you have health insurance? Like, what do you think is the next phase of this? It's not good. I mean, these people living like a fucking... This is like the people at Enron at the end of Enron being like, do you think we'll ever be a good company, Ken? Ken? Do you think we'll ever just tell the truth? It's like, bitch, why do you think we have the office? Dummy. We're all jumping out of windows. How fucking stupid are you people? God, do you think we'll ever just be an honest company, Enron? I just want to be proud to work here again. What? We told people we could sell weather. No, it's not going back the other way. Next.
Okay, we have a bunch of super chats here, guys. We're going to try to get to all of them.
Yeah, we're going to get to all of them.
Okay, we're pretty behind here. How do we punish the Chinese for this?
Make them watch the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. I'm waiting to hear the argument.
Nathan Fink asks, what do you say to parents who want to travel during this crisis? Before you tell me to cancel them, they believe Epstein was murdered.
Who cares? Listen, let people do what they want. Who gives a fuck what they do? Listen, if your parents want to travel during the crisis, they're like the stupidest people ever.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to even be fun.
T. Dempsey asks, should I buy a handgun and will I have to eat the squirrels in my backyard / will my food needs be met?
I don't know. I think food will be okay for a while. You should have a gun, but food will be okay for a while. I think the supply chain will get disrupted for things like medicine and shit that comes from supplies from China. Mm. But I think food, will be okay.
Okay. Nathan Harger, thanks for the super chat. There's a nice super chat. What's the best cabinet position for Oscar to thrive in?
If Oscar would probably be good at Secretary of Defense or Secretary of the Treasury. Because he wants to invade other countries and he also wants to loot the Treasury.
Joseph Kennedy.
Oscar's also said that he wants to get in banking and take it away from those people. And I don't know. He refused to elaborate.
Joseph Canetti, I already sent $20. Thank you. But I was trying to ask if Dairy Barn is ahead of its time.
Dairy Barn, you mean the drive-through thing on Long Island where you can get milk and cigarettes, iced tea? Yeah, it's of course.
Brian Odegaard asks, my guess is that Ben Affleck is not drinking lots of water right now. I'm in downtown Seattle, tumbleweeds.
Yeah, I don't know what the first one of that means about Ben Affleck.
I don't know what he's saying.
But to Seattle's fucked. We said that. Seattle's in real trouble.
Bob Lyman.
And I've wanted to feel more bad for them, but I've never liked the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. I don't, but I love salmon, but I don't like the people.
Bob Lyman asks, did you know Speed Levitch and Impressions?
Yeah, Timothy Speed Levitch. I think I reached out to him. He was a dude. He has this amazing documentary called The Cruise. And he's this amazing fucking tour guide in New York City who gave this amazing tour of New York. And he used to give tours of Grand Central Station at rush hour, which is the coolest fucking idea ever. Like he'd walk people in while people he's a fucking good dude. I think we might have spoke briefly over the internet, online, Facebook Messenger back in the day. I don't know that we ever met in person. We might have met very briefly in person. I know he did comedy, but he never did it when I did it. We never saw each other doing comedy, but I knew he did some type of comedy. But The Cruise, if you want to watch a fucking great documentary about New York City tour guides, The Cruise is the best. Speed Levitch is even though I did tours, I would say he's if there was one tour guide in New York City, that's the guy. Like he's the guy. I never wanted to be the guy. I wanted to be like the funny, but he's his tours were amazing.
Dustin DeMoss, I sent you a message about my experience with Illuminati. Wanted to do interview. I was selected
Dustin, I got the message. What do you mean with Saudi Arabia? They're that you want to show me some email address, Dustin? What are you even saying, Dustin? Who cares?
Destructorial.
I mean, Dustin, what are we getting at here? What kind of we're on the edge of collapse? And you're talking about that somebody sent you an email? So what? I mean, Dustin, who cares? The government tries to recruit a lot of people. Go work for them for 10 years, then have something to say. Fucking doing.
Destructorial asks, Tim, I work for the sanitation department in a rich town in Massachusetts.
Smart move. Good job right now.
I'm working shut down or not. Thanks for the laugh. Shout out Bastard Radio.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's me, Lewis, and Nick. It was going to be a thing. And then Lewis, Lewised it. He Lewised it over at Sirius. He went to the meeting without me and Nick.
NW asks, how was the ride in Rogan's Tesla?
It's a great car. It goes very, very fast.
Wow, William Lively sent us a giant super chat, $100.
$100. That's not giant. 10 grand. Kidding. Thank you, William. We'll ship the vaccine to you. We have the vaccine. Keep going.
What is the chance Harvey Weinstein engineered COVID to sleep with my wife? Pig for president.
Thank you. Very little, sir. I think Harvey's had much better than your old lady.
Okay, Roxy B asks, do you think Hillary will win the popular vote again in 2020?
That's a good question. Yes.
Okay, let me get to some more here. Okay, Tim, do you think AOC can pull off a Pyrrhic victory and conquer climate change before the world ends in May?
No. I don't think she has any interest in it. I think she likes being on the covers of magazines.
Yeah. Who's Biden picking as his VP?
Kamala Harris or Elizabeth Warren. Wouldn't that be great if Elizabeth Warren walked out there, that snake? Wouldn't it be great if Warren... You got to respect Warren a little bit because she's a real snake. And I don't mean respect her in the way that, I respect my daddy. I mean, just look at it like a game and you go, wow, what a real snake.
Yeah.
Didn't endorse Bernie, went on SNL. Biden, stayed in. It might be her, but I think he's going to go Kamala Harris because she's a cop.
Okay, Ryan asks, oh, he's a realtor in need, Tim. Here we go.
A realtor?
Yeah, here we go.
How did you just say that? Did you say realtor?
Realtor?
Realtor.
I said realtor.
Don't do this weird Texas shit. You'll be out of here.
I'm a realtor.
You said realtor.
I'm a realtor in California.
No, you're not.
Should I should I stay optimistic the market will bounce back, or should I smother my family in their sleep to
Where
spare
do you
them the
sell
impending pain?
homes?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Where do you sell homes? Certain market ain't coming back.
Okay. BB asks, do you think AOC can pull off? Oh, I read that one. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up here, guys. Sorry. Shannon Conway asks, the world has burned. Only Long Island was immune. What does the new world look like?
What does the new world look like after what? Long Island burns?
Well, he said the world has burned. Only Long Island was immune. What does the new world look like?
Oh, great sandwiches and the worst people. The best sandwiches and the worst people. That should be on the sign going into Long Island.
Yeah.
We have the best sandwiches and the worst people. I mean, genuinely, my friends' parents are like, why should I quarantine? And people are like, it's ridiculous to stay home. Just use Purell. They're literally telling each other that not only that it's ridiculous, the idea of quarantining is ridiculous. Why is there no toilet paper?
ZT Comedy asks,
I don't understand. You know, people on Long Island are like, we've only had 49 deaths from this flu. Do you know how many deaths we've had from black people? That's what they're saying on Long Island right now.
ZT Comedy says, I live in Detroit. Reason enough.
Good move.
And I have been battling chronic pancreatitis for the last year, and my life has gone to hell. Do I end it?
Sorry to hear that. No, don't end it. We'll watch everyone else end it. You get to watch. You are the one that gets to watch it go bad for everyone else now. Stick around. Stick around. It's only going to get worse. And I'm sorry about that, by the way.
Yasser wants to know if they will survive.
You know, people like Ray tend to survive.
Yeah.
Good people that are like, you know, work out and have families tend to die.
Joey Vasatka says, tell Brad Garris he's a ginger hoe.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah, who is that?
I have no idea. Brad Garrett? I don't know him. From Everybody Loves Raymond?
But he's not redheaded. Okay, new super chat in. Alex Hildley, how much would it take for a hard RM bomb on live stream? And name to price to brutally murder Ben on the same live stream, no particular order.
No, I'm not murdering Ben. I was saying the N-word. That's not no amount of money to murder Ben and say the N-word.
William Lively, again, thank you, buddy. My wife heard your answer. Can I borrow $95?
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Because he gave us 100 earlier, I guess.
Oh, that's funny. Well, listen, what do you want me to do? Harvey Weinstein's got the pick of the litter. It's going to be knocking on your door. Gwyneth Paltrow to your woman.
Okay, Franco says, what do you think of the social justice warrior Jamila Jamil? Hashtag climate is sexy.
You know what? I don't know her. Salva Khan knows her and likes her as a person. I mean, I don't fucking know. Jamila, whatever. Yeah, I know. I mean, she's some actress. I mean, what do I know about her? I don't know. I'm sure me and her aren't getting along. What are you talking about?
Q Star. Have you ever done here we go. Have you ever done a bringer show? Was it as sad as they seem?
Yes, I did one. The second show on comedy I did was a bringer, and then I decided never to do it again because I came from the world of subprime mortgage people and hucksters, and I understood that the people that produced bringer shows were talentless hucksters that were trying to get themselves stage time by figuring out a way to guarantee that the club had seats filled that night. And what they did is they went to younger comedians who didn't know better and got them to bring their friends. So I realized that pretty soon. You know, there are people that do them for years and don't quite get it. And those people I worry about because, you know, obviously there's a problem there. And obviously, look at who's producing the show. For the most part, it's goons.
Roxy B, do you think us Bernie bros will vote for Trump again in 2020?
I don't know what you'll do. I don't know what you'll do. I don't care. I mean, I think that's probably a small contingent of people, you know, that are going to go from, I mean, it might not be that small, but.
Okay, totally indifferent. Thanks for the super chat. Says, watching Brendan's special during end times just to push over the edge and end it faster. Okay.
Okay, you don't like Brendan. We get it. We're aware.
Okay. KAI says, future podcast topic, Event 201 held by Bill Gates at Johns Hopkins. Specified topic of discussion equals.
He just wanted to let everyone know, but first, I'm trying to understand like what the thought process is there. Like he's just gonna come out and tell everybody, like, all right, we're gonna have Corona now. I mean, he's been warning, he's been banging that alarm about pandemics for like a very long time.
And he's been trying to get clean water in Africa.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could just say that, like, you know, he's telegraphing his desire. I just don't. Again, guys, I don't understand what this accomplishes for rich people to just shut everything down and to have potentially civil unrest and all that stuff. I don't understand that, and I don't think you guys logically, if you're not schizophrenics, and that's a big if, I don't think you guys logically would believe that this benefits rich people. I mean, think about it. Would you rather poor people at work earning nothing? And I love all these people that are like, they don't want us to earn money. That's why they're doing this. You don't earn money. You don't. Look at the inequality. You don't earn really that much money.
Yeah.
They don't want us to earn money. That's why they don't want me to work at Lily Flanagan. Yeah, you don't earn money, but they want you occupied. They want you earning something. They don't fucking need, like, what do you guys think the end game is? In your lurid fantasy imaginations of what these people want, what do you think they want? Do you think they just want to depopulate the whole earth? Who's going to bring them their food?
Right.
Who's going to pick the berries they put on their cereal? Automation's not ready to take over yet. Maybe in a few years it will be. I mean, guys, you got to get a little smarter than this. You have to think a little bit. What's the end game here? To get rid of you, to get you in your house? Why? They'll never come in contact with you in their life. I don't understand. Help me understand. Well, the end game is fear. It's fear for what? Who cares? I don't understand. Like, what else? What else could the end game here be? What would they want the world to look like if they don't look at the world as it is? What would they want the world to look like? I don't understand. Overrun hospitals and a plague, and I mean, I don't understand how this benefits them long term. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't they just like to stay billionaires and just not give a fuck about you the way they've not been giving a fuck about you? You've presented no threat to their power ever. They're not worried. They're not nervous.
Right.
They don't care. So why would they actually drive the system? Like, you could say that they drove it to the brink of collapse because they are sociopaths who don't value human life and they don't care. And that's true, but that's also us. We don't give a shit about public health. We idolize people like Trump and AOC because they're fun to look at and watch. We tell scientists to shut the fuck up. We don't care about the Secretary of Health and Human Services. We don't even know who the fuck that is. It's not sexy and fun. And then this shit happens. You're like, oh, fuck. But I mean, none of you want that answer. You want some retarded answer about, no, it's a military operation and Trump's really trying to, like, you know, arrest Hillary. And that's what this whole thing, guys, it's not real. I mean, when this Q cult, like when that's punctured, when none of this shit happens, or it does happen and it's hilarious, because I'll be laughing so hard if it happens. But let's say it won't. Let's say Trump doesn't go and arrest all the other presidents like we all believe he's doing. At what point will any of you go, I guess it wasn't the that way. I guess it wasn't the way that I thought it was. And I think you guys think that by figuring this shit out, you're like in the know. You're like I'm in the know. You're not in the know. You're not in the know. Same way if you don't like Brendan Schaub's comedy, they don't go repossess his Lamborghini because you don't like his no one cares. This is the game we're all playing. And it's like, you don't have to play it. You could call it out for being bullshit. Fine. But, you know, it's just like, I just don't understand how you come to these conclusions that are like completely irrational. That it's like, no, Bill Gates did this. This is a Bill Gates production. Mm-hmm. The virus. Clever man, huh? Keep going. Sorry.
Go listen to the Magical Thinking episode on Patreon if you want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
That was a great app. Okay, Derek Crawford says, do you think idiots with guns will refuse the inevitable quarantine resulting in chaos?
Why wouldn't they? You know?
Okay.
Sorry, I know we're behind.
12 behind now. Hold on. Okay.
Not getting questions answered.
Okay. Adam asks, Dillon Radigan said today on Jimmy Dore's show that we're going to have UBI and possibly Medicare for all in the coming weeks. What do you think?
Great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Great.
Okay. Proto Noah.
No,
asks,
I don't. I want the market to figure.
Right. Proto Noah asks.
I mean, these retards, by the way, the Fox News conservative morons, like the pro-business people, I mean, they're done now. Their time's done.
Yeah.
They're done. The guys that just pimp, a couple. I mean, it's over now. The future's going to look more socialist, whether you like it or not. It's just what it is.
Probably,
it's not going to be full red, Marxism, but it's got to be more social. I think we're going to look at this and be like, fuck, people need access to healthcare. Yeah, 100%.
Proto Noah asks, all right, Tim, the world's ending and has been for years. Are you optimistic for the next world? And can you tell an underrated joke of yours you like?
Am I optimistic for the next world? No, unless it's free of people. A underrated joke that I like. Yeah, a kid this was from one of the second or third joke I wrote. A kid who was, the Latin Kings found out a kid was gay when he was getting jumped in to their gang, and they beat him up. And I feel very bad about that. And I'm like, I wonder how they found out that he was gay. And I was like, well, if you're trying to get into the Latin Kings, the moral of the story is don't ask to be danced in. If you're trying to get into the Latin Kings, don't ask to be danced in.
Okay, Dr. Chuk, is it worth breaking a 6-day streak of not going outside and risking exposure to the plague to buy a handgun? I've never owned a gun in my life.
I mean, it depends where you live and how imminent you think the danger is. It's not a bad idea to have a handgun. You're not going to be, I don't know. It also depends how many people you're going to come in contact with and how do you have a compromised immune system? Are you, I don't know.
Okay, Timmy Lane says, my roommate Big Tuna has a cough but swears it's not corona. Should he or I sleep in the hall?
I mean, everybody's going to get this. What are you going to do?
River Stick says, what should you ask Hillary if she would do your podcast? She has to answer all questions in truth.
What would I ask Hillary if she had to answer all questions in truth? How many deaths have you arranged personally? I'm curious. Is it like 5 or is it like 40?
Hey, Ben, what's the worst city in the U.S. and why is it Arlington, Texas? Arlington does suck. What would you say the worst city in the U.S. is? Tim's traveled more. He has a better... I've lived in like West Texas and California. That's it.
Worst city in the U.S. I'll tell you one that I really don't like. Bridgeport, Connecticut.
It's deindustrialized?
Yeah, it's just a hellscape.
Yeah.
It's just, the factories moved. It's all over.
Okay, Andrew Liston says, if you could be quarantined with any world leader throughout all of history, who would it be and why?
World leader throughout all of history? Stalin seems kind of fun. As long as like he's paranoid, he'd probably kill me. But I don't know. Lincoln is interesting. He was gay.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. It's
a good question.
Yeah, I don't, world leader, Christ, if he existed.
Yeah.
Or the Romans who killed Christ. I don't know.
Brad Garris, who dat? That's a reference to, I guess they're doing a bit back and forth.
It's a good one, guys. Whatever keeps you. It's a good one. Whatever keeps you going.
Right. Okay. Here we go. Trying to catch up here.
Whatever makes you happy. At the end.
Whatever makes you happy, folks.
I'll tell you another thing I think's coming. I think those drive-through testing centers, pretty soon you're going to see like real issues at the drive-through testing centers. It's kind of going to be like Popeye's chicken sandwich time, except it's a corona test.
Mm-hmm.
So the fists are going to fly.
Yeah.
And people are going to get real angry with each other. My manager who lives in New York City told me that you cannot get toilet paper. You can get any food you want. in New York, but you can't get toilet paper. But who cares, right? Just go. Don't you say just take a shit and then go in the shower?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Just get a bidet online or something.
You know? Do you have a bidet?
I don't.
Yeah. We don't have one either, but I'm just saying if you had to, you could just go into the shower.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not, just is what it is.
Nathan Fink says they say never waste a good crisis.
I want a pad. I wish I had a pad and a pen.
For what?
To just have.
Yeah.
Notes.
I'll get you a pad. What legislation are they going to pass to curb more of our freedoms?
Rahm Emanuel said that. Never. I don't know what legislation comes out of this. I mean, it really depends on how bad the economic fallout is. I mean, what freedoms do you have left? I mean, at this point, anything. Here's what they'll do: anything that they couldn't constitutionally do before this, they'll make sure that it's in the Constitution now, where they can mandate that what chair in your living room you sit in. I think. I don't know. Yeah. They'll just
After coronavirus settles, will you please come to the UK for a live show?
Yeah, we're going to do Soho Theater in London. I wanted to do it this summer. I was planning to come and do it this summer.
Q-Star says, opinion on Ari dosing Bert with MDMA in front of his kids.
I mean, not right. I don't think that was a good thing to do.
91 Oki, thanks for the super chat. Will you be low at Skankfest?
Who even cares still about Ari dosing Bert? Like, it's the end of the world, and this is what these people care about.
Podcasters drugging
It's
each other.
the end of the world, and this is what you're talking about?
This person says,
I feel bad for Corona that it's going to have to enter many of you. It's not all going to be Idris Elba. It's going to be you're going to be in a lot of nobody's noses. Keep going.
Will you be low at Skankfest? I'm a hot, tall twink, Derek Murphy.
I bet you're not. I bet you're not a hot, tall twink, Derek Murphy.
You can't type or spell. So
yeah. And there is no Skankfest. Will I blow you at the festival that's not coming? Sure. Yeah. Sounds good.
Thanks for the super chat, Nathan. He says, rank the members of $1 Million Extreme.
Sam. Who's the chubbier one?
Nick Rockefeller.
I think he's 2 for me. And then
Charles Carroll.
Yeah. In terms of funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of funny, I think Sam and then Nick and then the other one, Charles.
Okay. Let's see.
It's a great show. I mean, they were all very funny, but if you have to rank them,
Dillon,
San Francisco orders residents to stay inside.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they have
gun sales surging. Yeah.
Dylan Bragdon, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the good content and podcasts. You and Ben are awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Here's the thing you got to think about with the gun stuff. It's good to have a gun, but if it gets to that, and it might, man, is it going to be a problem? Because, if it gets to that, it means that the failures are becoming, insurmountable. Like it's not a bad idea to have protection at all, but like there's some ugly stuff happening.
Boca asks, would you have saved Epstein from being murdered if you could?
Yes, because I'd want other people that he was associated with to go to jail.
Okay, we're at an hour now, so we're going to answer the rest of these questions.
Yeah, the rest of the questions.
All right, Tim, my DN drugs are doing fine, so everyone stock up before they shut down USPS. Got to disinfect everything, though, just in case. Stay safe.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
What's my DN drugs?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on. We're reading the rest of them. Alex Hildley, thanks for the super chat. This virus jumped to human around the beginning of November. Do you think this virus was already in the U.S. prior to 2 weeks ago and running rampant? Most cases would have been passed off as flu.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Andrew Bukta, I believe you could very successfully ever be on Dr. Drew.
I mean, hopefully it's up to him. But not right now. I mean, he might have me Skype in. Hit him up. Tweet him.
Okay, let me make sure.
I was just on, I don't want to tell them, but all right. Something's coming out that I did.
Oh, yeah.
In April.
Okay. Making sure we answered all the questions of people that paid.
Alex sent a question. Did he pay?
Steinberg?
Yeah, Steinberg sent a question.
I didn't see him. He probably asked a free question.
I'm going to say, what's your name? Did you pay? I'm going to say that it doesn't get answered. Oh, he paid.
Did we answer it already?
Quick Flick FX.
How much did he pay though? I think I saw that, but he paid like $2.
I'm gonna ask him what he paid.
Little Alex.
$2.
Yeah, I skipped right over. I see the 2. I just keep scrolling, you know?
We skipped 2.
Okay. We got 2 left here, I believe. What was the last book you've read, Tim?
Last book I read was it's a Trump one. The one that came out.
Fire and Fury?
Yeah, I think that's the name of it. It was a Trump one that came out. No. It's a recent one. It's not Fire and Fury. It's one, I can't think of the name, but it's the Trump one that came out in the last 6 months. I forget the name of it. But it came out recently. It came out like 2 months ago. And I read that. I'm trying to think of the name.
The Wit and Wisdom of Donald Trump?
No.
The Case of Trump? A Very Stable Genius? Those are the most popular ones.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I'm trying to think. Then I read something Bannon wrote. I jump around.
We Face Unique Problems.
Chris Hedges, I read recently.
America the Farewell.
America the Farewell Tour, Chris Hedges.
Okay, Derek Crawford asks, we face unique problems since our pop is armed. Are you worried about civil unrest? I think
Alex said he asked how Oscar was doing during Corona. I mean, Oscar is Corona. Is civil unrest because we have an armed population? I think civil unrest comes down to how bad it gets and are they able? We got to open up for shop. We got to open for business again in a few months. We got to open up in 8 weeks again, partially. We can't not. I mean, I know it's going to be tough, but there's just not really too many other options.
Andrew asks, I hope most people aren't affected by the coronavirus, but don't you think most of them deserve at least chlamydia?
Yes.
Okay, these are the last 2 questions we're answering right here.
Last 2.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Alex Hildy says it's pronounced Hildy, not Hildley. Okay. Also,
it's pronounced. I can't.
Also, Illinois has not banned the sale of guns or booze. I just bought a few more guns today, but it's coming.
Okay. No, did anyone say that they had banned the sale of guns or booze?
No, I don't think we said that.
So thank you.
But thanks for the super chat. Deagles 2970 says, will you ever dip back into the Franklin scandal?
What do you mean dip back into it? I don't understand. Talk about it again. I've done 4 episodes, 4 whole hour-long episodes on it. We have Johnny Gaj's mother and the fucking director of the film who took Johnny. And we've had Nick Bryant 3 fucking times. And then me and Ray have talked about it. I mean, at a certain point, there's no new info. There's not really. I wanted to get Alicia Owen on the show, who was one of the victims of the Franklin scandal. I wanted to get her on the show. Me and Ben were going to go down there. I mean, that all could still happen. I mean, it's just that right now we're in a pandemic.
But hey, go to the Patreon. It's all there.
All in the Patreon. We've done a lot of shit in the Patreon. A lot of it. Keep your heads about you, folks. Keep your wits about you. Keep pumping the jewels. Keep selling the jewels. Knock on the door. Get in there. Tell them you're okay. Tell them you're fine, even if you're coughing a little bit. It's okay. Don't take ibuprofen if you have a flu. Take acetaminophen. The French authorities have come out and said ibuprofen, being the anti-inflammatory it is, your body's got to fight this thing. Your immune system's got to fight this thing. So you can't just keep cheating with ibuprofen. Acetaminophen will bring down a flu. I don't think I have a fever.
No, you're fine.
I don't think I have a fever. Can you tell?
I can tell when you're sick. You've been sick. You seem better.
I know, but can you tell if I have a fever?
No, you're fine. Just feels like you got out of the shower.
All right. Folks, try to stay focused. I know it's tough out there. I know many of you are going to want to start doing creative things in your house. Cut it out. Many of you are going to start to try to, maybe you're like, maybe I have a talent. You don't. Okay? I don't know what to tell you, but don't do that. Don't cut that shit out now. Tim Dillon Show. We're going hard. Yes, this was late. It was late because Ben came late because he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the East Coast. People ask why it's so late. We're going to try to do these during the week at an earlier time.
Yeah.
You know? So Ben can get here a little earlier. Until he's not allowed to come anymore. You'll always be, hopefully you'll always be allowed to come.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll just have to shoot my way here.
No, I think you'll just say this is like your job, or you could say you're going out for food and then just come here. I don't know. Listen, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We could be coming to it quickly.
We could pretend you're really sick and I'm taking care of you.
I mean, who knows? But let's hopefully that's not an issue. Hopefully I don't have to flee LA. Hopefully we all don't have to flee LA. Get out of here. Go to the country. Because it's coming everywhere, folks. It's going to come everywhere. Every creek and crevice. You know?
All right, last question. Mr. Frost, Tim, any sales tips and tricks of the trade? Loved your podcast with Joey Diaz.
Thank you. Yeah, look him in the eye. Yell. Get a little loud. Hello? Don't get too loud, but speak like you're presenting something. Look him in the eye. Make them understand that you're selling them an experience. You're changing their life for the better. It's not just about jewels. It's about love. They haven't experienced enough love. People buy things because they're unloved. I want a sneaker. No one loves me. I don't get enough love. I want this bag of heroin. I don't get enough love. I wonder if In-N-Out is still open. People buy things because they're unloved. Be their lover. Love them with your eyes and your mouth. Love them with the words you say and the pictures you paint of the future. People don't buy. They buy because they want love. You be the love. Do you understand that? I'm the best sales trainer in America because I'll tell you why people buy things. It's because they think it'll complete them. It'll fill the hole they have in their heart, in their head. Life's a cosmic joke. We're born alone and die alone. It's just what it is. In every relationship, someone likes someone else more. There's always an odd man out. There's always somebody wandering the streets. Oh, listen to that song, The Streets of London. It's a great song. And you tell me you're lonely, and for you the sun don't shine. Let me take you by the hand. I'll lead you through the streets of London. That's your job. Your job is to make people feel warm and gooey inside, like there's a future and that there's a hope. And you put that diamond, and it's not going to be a diamond, but you put that jewel in their hand. And when they look at that glittering jewel, they know that you just for that moment love them. Do you understand? That's what it's about. Good luck out there. Be good to each other. And be good to yourselves. Patreon.com, Tim Dillon Show. 2 tiers, 20 and 5. We know it's rough out there. 5 is fine. You get 1 extra episode every week. And how many archives?
145.
145 hours of archived content.
Plus 30 bonus episodes.
Plus 30 bonus episodes. Oh, so wait. So why are we not adding them together? Like the bonus and the archives?
Well, in terms of the archives, they're behind it. Well, yeah, I guess so. 145 archives of the old show, and then 30 new bonus episodes that we've been doing.
Great. You know, I consider that. I call them all archives, and I say 30 plus 145, 175.
175 episodes.
175 hours of content.
More, really.
Really more, because they're multi-hour shows. Probably all close to 200 hours of content for $5 a month. Interviews with some really amazing people about conspiracies, actual real conspiracies, things that are happening. Not Bill Gates poison your turkey sandwich. Like actual shit that they're going to fucking do. I don't know if they're lying about this virus in the sense that it could be a bioweapon, but I'm pretty sure that nobody just invented this. Nobody invented this to tank everything just so they could do a social experiment to see if they could get Americans to sit on their couch and eat. Guess what? We're all pretty certain that we can do that. I mean, can you imagine like some meeting of the Bilderberg group? They're like, hey, let's release a virus that'll only really kill 3 million people. Like, not nearly enough to assuage any of the problems. But you know, all these people that took our bags from the airport, I'd like them home with their families. They want you sweating in front of them working.
Okay, they want to know when the Patreon is going live. We're going to record it after this.
We're going to record it after. We're going to record it after this.
Should we just put it up tonight?
What?
The Patreon or for tomorrow?
We could put the Patreon up tonight. We could put the Patreon up a day early. And then where are we going to do this? Are we going to leave this on YouTube?
Yeah, so I'm going to make a link for this. It's going to be unlisted. It's going to be on the Patreon. If you're on the Patreon.
Well, no, I mean, we'll just leave it on YouTube. They're not getting two.
It's on YouTube, but I'll leave it at. Oh, you just want to leave this up for the public?
Here's the deal. This is either going to be the Patreon episode or we're going to just leave this up for the public and do another Patreon after this.
Okay, this can just be a public episode.
Yeah, so we're going to leave this up and then we will obviously people are getting upset about the phone conversation on the Patreon. So we're not going to do any phone conversations until we figure out a way to get better quality audio. The problem is, some of the audio is fine quality, but some of it isn't. It really depends a lot on the Wi-Fi on the other end and what's going on the other end. And, it's like, what are you going to fucking do?
And we know to use Discord, but a lot of people don't know how to download the app.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. It's all coming. It's all gonna be here. Right about the time society falls off a cliff, we're gonna have everything that we need. All right. Thanks everybody for participating. Goodbye.
Second.